Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is the post-game press conference of the FIBA Asia Cup 2025 Qualifiers Group A game between Australia and Thailand in Traralgon, Victoria. Australia defeated Thailand 114-64. Coach Edward Torres and player Martin Brunig have joined us. This press conference will be conducted in English. Coach Torres, can you please provide us with some thoughts on the game?
First of all, congratulations, obviously, to Australia. They outplayed us, playing very nice basketball with a lot of intensity, high rhythm. The pace was great. On our side, I think we were a little bit tired. It's not an excuse, just of course, we're a little bit tired after a long trip. The game required a high level of physicality that couldn't match. We coming from a game on Thursday that every player gave his heart out. Anyway, we turned the ball over to match that game, and today was a little bit the same. We couldn't really reduce our turnovers. Some of them unforced errors. Every time that we made a mistake like that, of course, the Australian team had the chance to run the court easily. Also, they out-rebound us for 20 rebounds. That's a lot of second opportunities. I think we play a little bit better with more control in the third quarter, but we still miss a lot of easy shots. Our 2-point shot percentage is really low, 31%. Of course, that wouldn't have given us the chance to win the game, but at least not to finish with such of a big difference.
Thank you, Coach. Martin, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, Coach mentioned already, when you look at the statistics, they out-rebounded us for sure. And then the second thing is our turnovers. We have 23 turnovers as a team, and that's way too much. And then prior to that, they have 40 points of transition, and I think it's an easy game if they can just run forward and just lay it in. So congratulations to Australia. They're a great team, and yeah, we just got to find a way to be consistently better and stop turning the ball over.
Thank you, Martin. We'll turn to some media questions now to the floor.
Coach, how difficult is it for you guys to find flow offensively when they're picking up full court and they're applying so much pressure to your guards?
Yeah, to answer that question, we gotta understand what's the level of league our guys are playing. Most of them. It's not the case of Martin or maybe Moses Morgan, who wasn't here. He was playing in Japan. For the rest of the guys, they're playing in Thailand. It's absolutely a different type of game. I think we've improved a lot as a team over the past 3 years, but it's still we're way too far from a team like Australia, which is a top 10 in the whole world. So yeah, it was you need to be physically fresh. That wasn't the case today, and also of course we need to be better, have more practice together. But it comes from not having the chance to compete the whole year. It's tough for the guys. Some of them, like to be able to play in a kind of game like this with players like you say that they're playing full court pressure, and finally, we're skipping detail after detail, and that goes turnovers or missing easy shots, and especially getting tired or getting lacking confidence. But like I say, it comes from it's a absolutely different type of basketball. If we don't understand that, it's easy to point out the difference in between both teams, but it is what it is. We're going to learn and get better, that's for sure.
What were the challenges of playing a few nights ago in a game that was obviously went down to the wire and was very close, and then getting on a plane and then driving out here? What are the challenges there, and how ready do you feel like you guys were for it after playing such a short time ago?
I can't speak about other players, how ready they were. I felt kind of ready. I think one of the bigger challenges was like the travel day. We traveled about 12 hours. We didn't have the chance to practice or do anything, walk through anything. So it was basically a day we just were traveling. But in general, I think I just think that we need to find what Coach said a little bit. Need to understand that this is a world-class team, and we might lack of a little bit of talent or experience, I want to say, but I think we got to make it up for heart and will to show that we want to be out here to represent the country, and I think that's one of the things that could be challenging.
Martin, we've got one more question from online. Could you talk us your take on the contact with Emmett Adair with that ejection? Your thoughts on that moment in the game?
I mean, these guys are trying to battle. I'm just trying to hold against it. They were giving me a hard time all game long with the double team. Wasn't easy. It just happened. It's part of the basketball. I talked to the ref on the very first contact he had. Usually, from Germany, when contact is in the face, they always got to look at it, because it can happen, but sometimes it's an unnatural movement, and I think that was 2 times in that case, and it was an unnatural movement that it went like a hit to the face, and at this point he got ejected for those.
Thank you. That concludes the first part of the press conference. Thank you, Coach.
So
thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Australia versus Thailand. We're joined by head coach Jacob Chance and Elijah Pepper. Coach Chance, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, a little clunky for most of the night. Just felt like it was, I don't know whether it was an element of fatigue or for both teams or just lacked a little bit of rhythm. But yeah, happy we were in a bit of a hole there early, just didn't have the juice that was required. And Thailand were playing well and they're a good team. But yeah, we dug ourselves out of it, found something with our bench, and then able to kind of push away there in the third and fourth quarter. But yeah, just stoked with the guys and you know, just talking over there before the week we've had and how well we've represented the front of the jersey. Really pleasing, you know, to finish it on a higher note.
Brilliant, thanks, Coach. Elijah, your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Started a little slow, as Coach just said, but I mean that's kind of the game of basketball. There's ups and downs, and I think we bounced back really well. One of the big things we talked about was every time we get together, we get better. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to show on the scoreboard every time. But I do think that we got better as a group and represented Australia well these last two games.
Thank you, Elijah. Open up questions to the media.
Hey, Chancey. This was a team that was coming off, obviously, a very tight loss and then a lot of travel. How impressed were you with your guys' ability to control the pace of the game and sort of remain locked in, you know, play up and in, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was something we thought we had an advantage when we played them in Bangkok in November. It was like the disruption and being up the floor. And they got talented guys. Like when it slows down and they can play in the half court. I thought we did a really good job with Brunig and Lish has been, you know, really good in this region for a long time. So the game plan was kind of let's speed them up and let's see if we can get them a little disordered. And I thought we did a good job for the most part. Just let ourselves down with some fouls and some rebounding that could have been a bit tidier. But the guys dug in. Like that. We had a really good practice yesterday. We got after it and it carried over to today. So yeah, that was pleasant. No court vision. There we go. You didn't even notice. Locked into Olding.
In past windows, you'll have guys like Chris Golding and these guys carry the scoring load from the perimeter. What's it like to come into a window like this and you have Elijah, you had Isaac tonight, just step in and basically fill that role and you really don't lose a beat?
Yeah, I think I said it the other night, like, exciting time for the depth of talent in our country. Like, just when you look from, there's like 70, 80 names that could play at these kind of windows. And, yeah, I mean, Pep's been a hell of a scorer his whole career to date. And pumped to have him here and put his hand up for it, considering he's got to go back and get ready to play in a final series. And yeah, him and Whitey, you know, both built for these types of games. Like, scoring guards who can, you know, FIBA's always rewarded the purists and the guys who can create their own shot and really score in traffic and a lot of contact and a lot of things that you can't really control. But yeah, stoked with both of them. And I thought Pep had two great games in the green and gold. And off the back of his, you know, time in Japan with Dino too, it's been really pleasing. So happy for them both.
Elijah, what does it feel like to, you know, your first official time wearing the green and gold, to have two performances like that? How does that feel for you?
I mean, it feels really good. Off of like this little break we're having, it feels great to just be out here and be able to play, and then everybody wants to be able to have good performances, so that's kind of not so much of a relief, but it's kind of like a weight off your shoulders. Everybody wants to perform well, and I'm just appreciative that I was able to get out here and play well for the country of Australia.
So you've been a part of a lot of different sorts of programs, obviously grew up in America, in college, the Wildcats are now here. How does being part of this program and the culture and the whole environment compare to some of the other ones you've been part of?
Yeah, I mean, it's different, so to speak. You don't have a lot of time to get ready. When you're playing with your high school, college, AAU, you have months to practice together, work out together before you even have a game. I mean, half these guys I just met 4 or 5 days ago. So to be able to come out here, we had great chemistry on the court. We had a ton of assists, played well together. To be able to come out here and play really well together, it feels good, especially not having a lot of time and that chemistry.
The Boomers structure is, I think the Boomers is a pretty structured program, especially the way you guys guard and how you run offense. What's it like to sort of provide your own sort of like offensive flair within that structure? Is it really enjoyable, especially because with the way the ball moves, you get a ton of open looks?
Yeah, no, I mean, it feels good. Everybody swings the ball, and that leads to a lot of open shots. And when you get open shots, you're having fun. I mean, it's always nice to be able to be aggressive and be able to create your shot. I think that makes it easier for myself, but also the other guys, because that leads to offensive rebounds, open looks for those guys. So it feels great to be able to add a little bit of, I guess, spice, as some people have been saying, to it.
Well done.
No pun intended.
Very good. Chancey, what did you make of Emmett Adair getting ejected from this game?
Oh, man. I don't know. FIBA's a little different. I had good conversations with the referees, and yeah, just disappointed for him. I thought he played really well. He gave us something off the bench. He's had a really good week. He's really surprised me. He's a talented kid that's going to be a part of this for a long time, and yeah, flat for him, to have family here and not get to play a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, had a great week. A big fan of Emmett. I think he's going to be a big piece of this future.
How does it feel to have this window behind you now? Because the prep, I know, was very mixed as far as trying to get guys to play and who can play. What's it feel like to 2 wins, 2 dominant wins, and have it behind you?
Yeah, I mean, I tell the guys this before when I started. Like, these are my favorite weeks of the year. I really enjoy these qualifiers. I look back on all of them since I think I've been doing it for 3 years now in different capacities, and I get to meet someone like Pep and a bunch of other guys, and they're always great fun. So personally, I actually would love it to keep going. It feels like we're, if it was my club team, I'm like, we've got a lot of exciting stuff and we can get better. And but looking forward to getting back. I don't wish Pep or DSAP too much luck in the next couple of weeks, but it's a big time of the year in the NBL space, and yeah, just pleased we got through. We represented our country really well, and yeah, looking forward to the next time we can put the green and gold back on.
That concludes the press conference here from Traralgon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
Good job, Ron.